Good evening, everyone. The Sacramento City Council will please come to order. Would the clerk call the roll, please, to establish a quorum?
Should I say Senator Ashby? Councilmember Laloe? Here. Councilmember Harris?
Here.
Councilmember Valenzuela? Here. Councilmember Chenier?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Guerra?
Here.
Councilmember Jennings?
Here.
Councilmember Vang?
Present.
And Mayor Steinberg.
I am here. Before I ask Councilmember Valenzuela to do the land acknowledgement and the Pledge of Allegiance, let me just say without objection, we have invited Senator Ashby to come to the City Council dais. She, of course, resigned her position yesterday because she was sworn in as Sacramento State Senator. But I don't think there's any I don't think there is any harm or anyone would object to her sitting on the dais for the next 6 hours. All right, Councilmember Valenzuela, please lead us in the acknowledgement.
Please rise for the opening acknowledgments in honor of Sacramento's indigenous people and tribal lands. To the original people of this land, the Nisenan people, Southern Maidu, Valley and Plains Miwok, Patwa and Wintun peoples, and the people of the Wilton Rancheria, Sacramento's only federally recognized tribe, may we acknowledge and honor the Native people who came before us and still walk beside us today on these ancestral lands by choosing to gather today in the active practice of acknowledgement and appreciation for Sacramento's indigenous people's history, contributions, and lives. Thank you. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember, for leading us in that. We do have one action item tonight, and I suggest that before we recognize the outgoing council members that we take this up. I don't think it's controversial. And that is item 1 under the public hearing. Who is presenting on this? Hi.
Angelique Asby and the rest of the City Council members. Mary Jean Rodriguez with the Finance Department. The item before you this evening is the public hearing to expand the future annexation area for the existing Sacramento Services Community Facilities District to include the Panhandle development. Once established, future Panhandle projects can satisfy their maintenance obligation by annexing to this district. The staff's recommendation is to conduct the public hearing and upon conclusion, adopt the resolution in your pocket, expanding the future annexation area. Thank you, and I'm ready to answer any questions.
It is interesting, ironic that the senator cannot participate in this discussion and debate because it does involve her old city council district, but that's okay. Is there any public testimony on this the item?
I have one speaker on this item from Mackworthy.
Okay, turn over to.
Good afternoon, Council. I wonder where the city going. We come here and we agree to spend money. Now, last time I was here, you was going to talk about going to finance, go to a credit union. Where did that go? This type of thing should be taken to the public instead of a public hearing. You see, that's what represents Sacramento. How many thousand people we have in Sacramento? They don't even know about this. That's only to spend more money and give 10-cent jobs, people. That's all that's about. This city better wake up. The train is coming, and you subject have to go to chapter 13 to survive if things go right the way I look at them for the next 12 months. Because some things are going to be cut off here, and that's by funding, and I agree. And I try to get on a hearing, if we go to court, to testify on what I know. I came here at 19 years old. I'm 81 now. That time I sat here, and I've seen garbage on garbage. That's the reason I can stand here and tell you, whole house government, that's what you run. Just what we sit here and listen on your last discussion. That's ridiculous. But When you talk about babies, corporations give money. That's all that's about. That's panhandling. When you talk about doing something for babies, America corporation give money. But we never see the results of it. Show me the results of babies that come through here. I can show babies that didn't come through here. Their babies is getting ready to go for 5 more years to Harvard to study medical engineering. My grandbabies. I don't get pats on the back. I was in the business for 50 years here in this town. I know it upside down and inside out.
Thank you for your comments. Mayor, I have no more speakers.
All right, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Guerra.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since Senator Ashby can no longer move this item, I'd like to open and close the public hearing and move this item for District 1.
I second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, that's 8-0. Not 9. Okay. Just for the record. Mayor Math. Yep, exactly. Okay, that dispense. You know what? Good humor, Councilmember Harris. I love it. Okay, well, that may be the right spirit with which to start really a very bittersweet part of what we do up here, and that is to welcome new members after they are elected and to say goodbye to departing members. And by the way, all of us fit into both categories at some point in our professional and political life. And so it's always humbling, actually, to sit up here knowing that we hold these positions of real power for a temporary period of time to do our very best by the people we serve in the way that we deem best. And it's really important that we acknowledge and say thank you to the people who have given their heart and soul to this city. And that's what all of these departing members have done. And so let's go around. We have 3 members who are leaving us. Obviously, Senator Ashby. She was would have been up for re-election, so took the chance and won. Congratulations to you, and we'll get to, I'll get to my comments. And was sworn in yesterday as a member of the California State Senate. We've got Councilmember Jeff Harris, who has served multiple terms representing the people of District 3, and Councilmember Jay Chenier, who is capping off his multi-decade public service career, 3 terms on the Sacramento City Council. So we want to make sure that we show them tonight how we feel about them. And we'll have the chance to do that. The way that we have set this up, and Madam Clerk has done all the work here, and thank you, is that as has the City Manager's Communications team, we've got a video for each member. Then I think we want to go around the horn, and not everybody has to speak, no obligations, but as you wish, pop up here and we'll speak about our colleagues, and I think we should do one at a time. Starting in numerical order, we'll start with Senator Ashby, and then Councilmember Harris and Councilmember Chenier. And then out in the lobby, there's cookies, sort of the COVID, post-COVID way of having a party. But we can all gather and of course invite, any of the charter officers as well. If you want to chime in, you're more than welcome to. No obligation.
Mayor, is there any post-COVID beer?
I'm sure we could arrange that, and will. So let us get started, and let's begin with District 1 Council Member, now Senator, Angelique Ashby.
Shall we start with the video, or would you like to have comments from the senator?
Let's start with the video.
Perfect. So let's cue up the video.
Thank you, Angelique, for everything you have done for Natomas.
Thank you, Angelique, for all you have done for our community. And a big thank you for all you've done for Intercom High School Safe and Sober Grad Night.
And thank you for all the opportunities you've given me and all the support you've given to our youth in our community.
Thank you.
Your friendship means a lot to me, and it starts first and foremost for your support of the LGBTQ community, which I'm part of. From the beginning, you've been a stalwart supporter, and that means a lot personally. Your support for everything from a citizen's point of view, what you've done has been remarkable. Your fight for the Aquatic Center and how that came to completion, but all of the rest of the work you've done around all of Natomas and the community-led efforts that you've been a part of means a lot to all of us here in Natomas. So thank you for your service.
I want to tell you thank you for all the things that you've done to make the area of North Natomas grow. I'm very proud to be a member of this community, and a lot of it just comes from my work with you, talking to you and about your dreams and about your vision for this area, and I've seen you bring it all to fruition. I want to thank you so much. I really, really, really am proud to call you a friend and family.
Hi, Angelique. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us, for me personally. I cannot thank you enough for you being a mentor, for you being a woman who's inspired me to do so many things that were out of my comfort zone. You are a true leader because you knew how to take care of your constituents who are so diverse in nature in Natomas. And it's not me. You have inspired so many little kids, so many young women, so many women at my age. So thank you for all that you have done for everyone here. We love you, and we will see you around in Natomas.
Wow, thank you. Thank you to Tim Swanson and the communications team in the city manager's office for putting the videos together. So I think we ought to have the honored member go last, and pop up here. I know I'm saying something about everybody, by the way, but I do not have to go first, and actually would prefer to hear from my colleagues here. So let's pop up here. We'll begin with Councilmember Valenzuela. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, and thanks for joining us, Senator. I know how busy you are. You know, one of my favorite campaign stories was when I was actually canvassing in Natomas in my district, and like door after door was like, no, we love Angelique. You can't run against Angelique. And I was like, no, I'm not running against Angelique. But like people in Natomas, what I've loved, what I've learned so much about working with you is how responsive you are to the community, and how many communities outside of your district even think you're their council member because you fight for them as ferociously as you would fight for any part of your district. And you know, you taught me that the little things, just watching you, that the little things matter as much as the big things, that the community events and the ways you show up in the neighborhood are just as important as the big policies and ordinances we pass here, and you work really hard. So thank you for setting that example for all of us.
Jeff?
So, Angelique, you know, you've been an excellent council person. Honestly, you've represented District 1 ably and faithfully. You took your oath and you fulfilled it. It's been a really interesting adventure for me to serve with you. When we talk about you fighting ferociously, I've been on the receiving end of some of those fights. And it is ferocious. But what I also laud about you is that when we collaborated, we always won, every single time. When we were on the same page on any particular issue, we knocked it out of the park. I appreciated those times more than the others. And, but I will say this, I have great respect for you. Great respect for what you can achieve when you put your mind to it. You are politically able, and I think your skill set will serve you well in the Senate. And I wish you well. It's a different game. It's more about money than about constituents. It's just a different way to do politics, but I think you will excel. And I hope to visit you in your office and maybe give you some ideas about how to excel. But honestly, I have deep respect for you. And, you know, to tell you the truth, I think between you, me, and Jay, that's the stability on this council. And when we all three walk away, it's going to be a change, a big change. But, you know, we've worked together, we've fought, We've gotten there. I think we've all three of us made the city a better place, but I really appreciate what you're able to achieve.
Thank you, Mayor. Senator Ashby, I love it because I get to look at you directly. We can always wink at each other on items, but first of all, I just want to say thank you for your mentorship and your heart and hustle, and thank you for always fighting for girls and women in the city. I think your record of what you've accomplished in District 1 is really a testament of your ability to really listen to your community and get things done. I mean, it's also no surprise that you won all of District 8, right? Because you show up for Natomas and you also show up for our district as well. And so I want to say thank you. And I also want to take this moment to say thank you. You know, when I ran for city council, you were by my side, mentoring me along the way and really believing in me. Even though we may not agree on all the issues, right? We can sit down and still have a conversation and really try to work through things. Even if we're in disagreement, your doors are always open, and you're always willing to mentor young women in the city. And so I really want to say thank you. And then lastly, you know, there was a time on this council where you were the only woman and you were holding it down for us. So I do want to say thank you for doing that, always fighting hard for us, and really looking forward to working with the new council that's coming in, a female majority, to get things, five of us, to get things moving in a way that's progressive, that will make sure that we leave no girls and women behind. So thank you so much for your service and your heart and hustle.
Rick?
Senator Angelique Ashby. Sweetest words I've said in a long time. You've been a person for the last 8 years that's been a fellow council member, but you've also been like a sister. And I try to advise you, but you do a whole lot better job of advising me. But, you know, I see you as a person who puts a plan in place. You organize that plan, you move it to action, you watch over it to make sure it's getting the results that you want, and then you have success. And I've seen it in everything that you've done. 2 examples that come off the top of my head are the Aquatic Center, 1, and the hospital, major teaching hospital, number 2. Just the 2 of the latest ones. You know, we can go back in years and there's hundreds of them. But you've always had a plan in place, and you've always made success in everything that you've done. And in the process of doing all of that, you've been an incredible community change agent. You've been an incredible mother. You've been an incredible wife. And you've been an incredible council member. And most of all, you've been a friend to me when I needed you. So we got nothing but love for you. Always going to be there for you, and I know you'll always be there for us. And so we wish you the very best.
Thank you. Eric?
Senator Ashby, I still remember my wife and I being at a Democratic Club meeting when you were stumping for your first run for city council. And since that point, and in the time that I've had a chance to serve, in fact, my first meeting, I think, on the city council, you've been a champion for families and for working families who've had a struggling time, and those that have young children and face kind of the major issues that affect us today. And you've been steadfast on those issues, and I'm excited about seeing the work that you have in California to replicate that effort, that work effort. I hope that our city will continue those efforts with you in that endeavor. And again, I think more than anything, so many families in need that you've stepped up for and brought up those issues, and so that everyone can have an opportunity to prosper. Thank you for your service to the council, and thank you now for your service to California. Congratulations.
Sean?
Well, Senator Ashby, it gives me such a pleasure and honor to be able to call you Senator Ashby. For many of you that don't know, the first time I met Senator Ashby, when I gave her when I was kind of running for the office, I met her at a gathering, and I gave her one of my cards as a candidate. She looked at it. She said, you know, I know how expensive these cards are, and odds are I'm going to put this in the trash can. So why don't I just give this back to you, because I'm not going to support you. And I was just I just said hello to her. I mean, that was all I said. And I was like, wow, this is going to be crazy. So but I was lucky enough to win. And when I say lucky enough to win, truly from this experience, getting to know you and what a wonderful individual you are, inside and outside, how committed you are to family, what a champion you are for City of Sacramento. There's nowhere in City of Sacramento you can go where Angelique Ashby is not recognized and also praised. I know I represent District 2. Whenever I get stuck on something, I'm always told, call Angelique, she'll figure it out. And they're all right, you know. So granted we went through COVID, but these past few months that we've been able to sit next to each other, it's been phenomenal. I do have some bruises on my leg for you kicking me, saying, enough, let it go.
You're all welcome.
So that's always good.
You could have kicked harder, by the way.
But it's a great honor to have you represent the region. You are a true champion of the people and definitely the right person for this seat. I was rooting for you from day one, everybody that I talked to, and it's been an absolute honor knowing you and being able to call you a friend. It's an honor. So congratulate to you, to your family, and I know sky's the limit. And that Senate environment, I suggest them to read about you a little bit so they know. A simple no, we cannot do that doesn't work for you. So thank you so much for being a friend and being Angelique Ashby. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean Jay.
Thank you. Senator, thank you for running for the Senate so that I could become the senior member of this council for 2 weeks. Week and a half, maybe. We've been through 12 years together here. Gone through 2 mayors, gone through some number of city managers, quite a few, and through a lot of good times and difficult times here at the council. And I don't know that there's anyone who has represented their district better, nor anyone who has been a leader on the council more than you over that period of time. I'm sure that as you cleaned out your office, as we were doing, you started remembering things that you've done that are just kind of so in the past that it doesn't come close to what we're doing today, but it's things that we've done that made a difference. We had a lot of interesting times with our former mayor, certainly, and who was interested in a number of things and needed help on a lot of the other stuff. Not needed help, but wasn't of a primary concern. And so I appreciate all that we've been able to do together. I know that you will take what you do for Natomas and take it to the Senate and do that for the Sacramento region. And I think that's good. I'm sure we will run into each other at some point in the building with some of the work that I do there. I don't lobby, but other work, educational work. And so I just want to say congratulations on the win. It was obviously a hard-fought campaign. And I think you did great. So thank you. Thank you for your work. It's much appreciated.
I guess I get to go last here. First of all, I think when Jay, you say that Angelique, paraphrasing, represents the epitome of a council member and what it means to represent a district well, I always hearken back to the way the people of District 1 in Natomas regard you. I mean, that bond is so tight, and it's a bond that has been wholly earned by virtue of this incredible work ethic and actual devotion to the people that you represent. Always amazed by how you know people by name and you have a reference point for, God, virtually everybody in that district. And as the years have gone on, beyond just the district, which has led to your success to become the next state senator, I know you are going to do an incredible job. I know it's brand new, and that it seems like, oh my God, but let me tell you, lesser lights have represented that seat before, me being one of them. You will do more than great, because you're going to apply that same sense of wonder in a way about what's possible. You're going to work harder than anybody, and you're going to be an absolute standout. But what I really want to say beyond that is what I have learned from you about the power of relationships. Because Angelique and I have a story, right? And it's a story. We ran against each other for mayor. You know, she was Star City Council member, and I was coming back, and we ran a good race, and, you know, I drew the short straw, as they say. I won, and, you know, you always wonder, is it going to be possible to actually become friends and genuine allies with somebody who you ran a competitive race against, where, you know, there's always hard feelings in some ways in a political race. And what I love about you and us in the political and civic space is that over the course of our years together here, 6 years, we have developed a genuine bond and friendship. And that's powerful. And it's also very meaningful. And maybe the lesson is for all of us, right? Never give up on relationships with people, because it's always possible. It's always possible. And so I treasure you and look forward to our continued work together. All right. The floor is yours. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for, first of all, thanks for the great video, City of Sac team. How nice to see all those friends from Natomas make their comments. And then all of you, I mean, thank you for those really sweet, nice comments. You know, I've worked really hard from this seat and from that office. I sort of came in feeling like I had something to prove, that I needed to prove I belonged in this space, that I could do it, and that I was the right person for the job. I unseated an incumbent for the first time in, I think, 3 decades when I got to this dais. But since then, I've been here for 12 years, and every one of your seats has turned over at least once. So lots and lots of change that Councilmember Chenier and I have seen over those 12 years. And each council in its various makeup brings a new and different dynamic. But my best advice to you as an outgoing council member is to put the people that you are elected to serve first at all times. Put them first. Every time you're in here, sometimes this room will fill up with people, and as I tell Karina, there are about 300 people that can fit in this chamber, but there are 500,000 in Sacramento. Try to remember the ones that aren't in the room too, even when you're in that space, because those people, they picked you, they're counting on you, they know, they assume you're taking up their fights in this building, and I've spent every day of my time trying my best to do what I thought would serve them the most. So that's my advice to you. So if you think, if I'm the council member you're emulating, that's the strategy. The other thing is about me is that I don't do anything alone, and I'm very good at picking staff. So my team, will you guys stand up back there real quick? This is who's here right now. They're the best of the best, as most of you know, because you've all picked them off already. So, but I'm taking Deb to the state senate with me. She took her oath yesterday as well. She'll be a scheduler up there in that building. So Deb will be coming with me. Karina Talamantes will join you next week, and I'm so proud of her. She's going to do an amazing job in this city, and she's just a wonderful human being. Deanna Reed will probably move into your Parks Department and be helping people in there with events. You all know Deanna is an absolute force of nature. Maisha Ross was quickly snapped up by your mayor to run his constituent programs. So if you're having trouble, you want to know how to deal with constituents, I will just tell you the trick to constituent services is choose somebody like Maisha, who literally no one can be mean to. It is impossible. You will feel horrible about yourself if you're mean to Maisha, because she's so nice. So, and then Andre Favila runs the youth program that's the largest youth program in the city of Sacramento, and I believe Parks is going to steal him as well, but he has a little bit of time left here, so if some of you want to meet with him and talk to him about how he's done it, you can do so. I would be nothing as a council member, and I would not have won my race as a senator if I hadn't been anchored by incredible staff for the last 12 years, so thank you to my team. I also, you know, a lot of people know this about me already, but it's a big deal for me. I was a single mom in this town. I went to Sac High. I had a baby really young. I used food stamps. I never saw myself as a council member, much less a freaking senator. So it's all just sort of like sitting in my head space and hasn't quite landed yet. But I am the first in my family to do anything like this at all on either side. And I have a lovely family, and representing them here today is my mom in the red sweater, who probably some of you haven't met. Thanks, Mom, for being here. My dad, as you all know, passed away. You all helped me grieve through my dad's passing, but he really wanted me to be a state legislator. And when I was on the city council, he was asking me all the time, you know, you should do this. And I just kept being like, Dad, oh my God, you're crazy. I can't do that job. So yesterday when I was sworn in, I really was thinking about him a lot. I begged the mayor to come, and he did. He used his floor privileges to come sit right in my line of sight, and I stared at him the whole time. We took our first votes. I was looking at him like, what do I say? What do I do? It's very different there, very different process. So I'm really grateful for the team that has kind of come around me here. I feel very supported in that building, in large part because of this building. Howard and Susanna and Mindy were all in my new office watching me get sworn in. And that didn't go unnoticed. People in the Capitol were like, wow, all the city folks came, and Daryl was there, and he told people he was there to see me, and that was really meaningful to me because, you know, he's got a big legacy there. And I know Lachelle Dozier hosted a watch party at SHRA where her whole team got together and watched. Ryan Henry for 522 was also in my office watching that swearing in. So I feel loved by the city and lifted up. And I want you to know that I ran for that seat because I'm fully convinced that if Daryl shows me the ropes, that I can bring some resources to all of you. And that's my whole goal. That's the whole goal. So come see me, all of you. Bring me all your ideas and all your hopes and dreams, and let's see what we can do for Sacramento, because I have 12 years if I'm lucky enough to get a couple of repeat performances, but for sure 4. Let's see if we can't make a dent in things, all of us together, and I'm really excited about that. So thank you for doing this, honoring all of us. I'm really excited to say some things about Jeff and Jay too. They've been great partners, and I'm honored. I'm honored to be in the role that I'm in here. But if I had lost that race, this is really important. If I had lost that race, I would have been going out on a high note, because it's been the honor of a lifetime to be the council member in this seat, sitting on this dais, and it would have been enough. So thank you so much.
We have got for you, maybe for the other members too, a couple of things. Number one, you can put that up in your Senate office, and here is, and this, again, the clerk, if you want to explain this, Madam Clerk, this is a map of your district. obviously your name and some of your significant achievements, too short for all of you to
Pre-redistricting or post?
to list all of them. But
It's her current
send it off
district.
so that you remember all the good times.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Let's go to the front.
Everybody come down.
Come on, I think everyone
What,
comes
all
down
together?
for these. Yes, we'll do this a couple times. I'm on. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the team. All right, that was great. Now let us move to City Council District 3, our colleague, Councilmember Jeff Harris. Let us roll the video, please.
Thank you. Let's roll the video.
Hi, I'm Julie, and this is Meg from Stanford Settlement Neighborhood Center. Jeff, we want to thank you for your support and leadership these past 8 years on behalf of our board and our staff and the people we serve.
Thank you for always thinking of our summer day camp, teen center, pop-up, senior center, anything and everything Stanford Settlement.
You've really been there for us, especially through the pandemic. We can't thank you enough. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Hola, soy Jaime Quintero, soy dueño de Tacos La Piedad. Gracias al council member Jeff Harris y sus esfuerzos en rehabilitar el histórico Boulevard de Northgate con fondos del gobierno federal. Estamos ansiosos de empezar este proyecto de una food truck plaza aquí en la Northgate. Gracias.
I'm Lee Ruth. I've lived in River Park for a little over 40 years. I'd like to express my appreciation to Jeff Harris for the outstanding service that he has given this neighborhood, and particularly for his help in keeping the Yermo Memorial area attractive for people as they enter River Park.
Councilmember Harris, congratulations on you concluding your time as a council member. And I just want to say thank you for serving your community and doing what you've done for Tara O'Sullivan, who her and her family gave everything for our community. So thank you. Thank you for your steadfast commitment to our community. Hope you have an enjoyable retirement. Take care.
Happy holidays, everyone. I hope your Thanksgiving was awesome. I'm Randall Sullen from Sullen Family Restaurants. My family and I just wanted to thank Jeff for not only caring, but being a strong advocate and promoter for our district, as well as the whole of the Sacramento community. Thanks again for your service, Councilman Harris. You will be sorely missed, my friend.
That's terrific. Terrific, terrific. All right, let's go around the bend here. Jay, we'll start with you.
Great, so thank you, Mayor. Mr. Harris, so most people may not know Jeff and I went to the same high school in Los Angeles. Of course, he was much older than I was. But I've been closing the gap as we go. Jeff is a true Renaissance guy. I mean, he is a carpenter. He has beehives. He rides his bike, and now an electric bike. Flies a plane, does all those things, and manages time for the city of Sacramento. I think that he has taken on issues here that are very technical in nature when we talk about water, when we talk about some of the other pieces and parks that you do. And I think really has brought a lot of value to those conversations, a lot of knowledge to those conversations. And as with everyone here, has really made the city better for it. So I just want to say congratulations and enjoy your time.
Councilmember Valenzuela, Katie.
Yeah, well, I wanted to take a moment. Goodness knows we don't always agree, Jeff, but one thing that I really appreciate about you is that you will go to the mat for what you believe, regardless of where the votes are at, regardless of who says what. If you believe something is the right thing for your district, you will go to the mat for that, and that is something that I've witnessed time and time again and do appreciate. I do also want to thank you for forming the Water Committee, because that was your leadership that did that. I know Councilmember Vang and I served on that committee with you, and it really gave us an opportunity to learn so much from our Department of Utilities and learn so much about the amazing asset that we have in this region with our water rights, with all these coalitions. And we wouldn't have gotten the chance to do that if you didn't have that committee and if we hadn't been able to do that with you. So thank you for doing that. We look forward, I know both of us, to continuing on that legacy in your name after you're gone. And I hope you really do enjoy your retirement. Thank you.
Thank you. Mai?
Yeah, so Councilmember Harris, I want to start off with, I know our last meeting was a little contentious. I'm happy the vote turned out the way it did, but I know that we may not always agree on everything, but one thing that we do agree on, and something that I really admire about you, is that you're always very consistent on ensuring we do everything we can to support and fund the basic of what city government does, and that's our city services. You've always been super consistent on that, and that is something that I really admire about you. You do go to bat for staff, making sure that we do everything we can to support the infrastructure piece of our city to make sure that it can function for the city. And so thank you so much. Also, as chair of the Water Committee, I've learned so much from you. You have so much knowledge really just about our system, our water system, DOU, and really appreciate just everything that you've done for the city. So thank you so much, and happy retirement to you.
Thank you. Eric Guetta.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, and to say congratulations, Jeff. I mentioned earlier that the first time I met you in person was, and I only recognized you from your photo on your Parks Commission, was during the MLK March. And I remember trying to catch up to you and getting your advice, because you had just won your election and were outspent, I think, by 200 or 300 to 1. I mean, it was just amazing. And your advice was, I still remember, your advice was just walk and talk to people and tell them, exactly how you believe. Be honest with them about what their issues, and then listen to what they have to say and represent those points of view. And that advice, I think, has benefited me quite a fair bit to get to know the diversity of my council district. I thank you for that. I also want to thank you for, your countless unsolicited advice at times, and countless unsolicited advice. But, I always say to folks, they're like, ignore Jeff Harris at your own peril, because yes, I mean, the amount of life experiences that you've had and the things you've encountered, I'm always surprised. And, and I want to say, I appreciate you being open and at a time that you were having a difficult time in your life. And unfortunately, it happened for us to be stuck in and out for 5.5 hours in a mountain on the way up to Yosemite, enjoying Slim Jim's Red Bulls and sunflower seeds. But I appreciated your humility, and your dedication. And then finally, I will say, your commitment to air quality and discussing the challenges that you've faced as a young person when there were smog days, when schools were closed down in LA, and what we need to be doing today as far as making sure that we're fighting for air quality and making sure that we're advancing those issues. And you've been a champion on that Sacramento Metropolitan Air District. So I appreciate your years of service in that realm, not only for today, but thinking about what kind of future there is for our kids. So thank you so much. Congratulations on the years of service and your retirement.
Thank you. Sean?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, Councilmember Harris, what can I say? You are truly a perfect example of if you believe in it, nothing can change your mind. And I commend you on that. Your level of high integrity, morality, it's just non-negotiable. So that's something that I truly appreciate, especially sitting next to you. There's been some, meetings that's been crazy out there, but you still stuck to what you believed in, no matter what. And, we miss that in this world these days. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm also grateful for an advice that you gave me. You said when you make a decision, you got to take the city well-being first and then your district. So the city of Sacramento will always have to make sure we're represented properly. It's been a great honor to getting to know you. Congratulations on all your achievement. But it's hard for me to say, enjoy your retirement. I think I want to say, enjoy your vacation. Get all the rest you can. So when you're back, we can get going again. So best of luck to you. You always have a friend here, and it's been an honor to get to you. So thank you so much.
Angelique?
I just realized that Mindy made my name say senator on the monitor, too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Get the full treatment here.
Good grief. Okay. So, Councilmember Harris, a couple things. One is I know that this is breaking your heart because you love serving this city so much. And I have said this to you before, and I've said it to some of our colleagues on other boards where you've been acknowledged for your hard work, like SAFCA, Flood Control Board, where you've worked really, really hard. And there are many others, but what I think is so great about you is that you throw yourself into very difficult subject matter, like some of the water stuff, to try and give this city or this region a really well-versed champion. And then you take the information and you join other boards or you fly back to DC and you fight for all of us. And I think that's really an incredible way to lead. Your predecessor was probably my strongest ally of all time on this dais the whole time that I've been here, Steve Cohn. And I thought when he left, I was very unsure about myself, like what am I going to do without Steve here? He's been kind of my person. And he said about you, Jeff is incredibly intelligent and extremely dedicated. He won't miss a beat. And I think Councilmember Cohn was right. I don't think there's anything your district would say you didn't stand up and fight for, whether it was Northgate or East Sac, because you've been a stalwart. And all those things are great, but none of them are my favorite thing about you. The very best thing about you is that relationship with your little girl. And it has been since the day you walked through the door when she used to sit in your office and color and come show me her pictures. And now as she's finishing out high school and became a pilot just like you, built a boat during the summer so she could spend time with her dad, you've done great work here. I don't mean to diminish that. But the best work that you have done is in that young woman that you have helped raise. She is incredible. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished, Councilmember Harris.
Thank you. Rick?
So you know that when I'm not on the city council, I run an organization called the Center for Fathers and Families. And we are always looking for good fathers to put on display for other men to be able to see so they can emulate them. And I just want to build on a few of the points that Senator Ashby just made as far as you being a good father and an incredible father, a man that has been committed to Lila for all of her life. And the fact that she's following in your footsteps and became a pilot lets you know how much she loves her father with all her heart and soul. So I just, I thought about you because at some point in time, we want to honor you as a Father of the Year and let the world know about your story because you've just been an incredible dad. So not only an incredible dad, but you and I came in at the same time in 2014. And I said to myself, when I saw you make comments and I saw myself make comments, I said, man, I'll never match up to this guy. I mean, you were just so articulate and so dedicated to your words and your vision for the district. And I just started listening to everything you said. I didn't realize until later that you had been a parks commissioner. I don't know how many years, but I would imagine at least 4 years that you served as a parks commissioner, and now 8 years on the city council. You are not afraid of leadership. You have stepped up on every single board that we have served together, whether it be SAFCA, STA, all the different boards. You've been the chair of them, and flood control remains a primary interest of yours. And I'm hoping that somewhere along the line, somebody takes advantage of all that knowledge that you have for flood control and puts you to work in an area that I know you'll continue. I've gone to cap with you every year, and you just take a leadership position in that as well. So I love you because you're a great idea person. I love you because you're dedicated to everything that you do. You've got some really, really interesting hobbies. Biker, gardener, airplane pilot, beekeeper, collects honey. I mean, just really, really interesting things that I've never thought of in my life. But if I hang out with you a little bit more, maybe I'll become as versatile as you. You will definitely be missed by me on this board, and I look forward to us continuing to stay together so we can watch what happens next in your life. Good luck, my brother.
Thank you. I guess it's me. I mean, I get the last word here. God, I want to be genuine here. This is how I feel. I love Jeff Harris. No, I'm gonna. I love Jeff Harris, and you drive me crazy. Yes, I have the greatest. We should get married. Not a bad idea. We could try it. I have. I have the greatest amount of respect for you, and you make me really angry sometimes. And, it really, to me, my relationship with you kind of epitomizes what it means to be in the arena, what it means to be in politics. You represent a really important point of view in the city of Sacramento. I don't agree with all of it. I actually agree with some of it. I do. We always joke that we agree maybe more than we disagree. It's just the disagreements sometimes get, accentuated a little bit more over the controversies. But you represent a very important point of view in Sacramento. And you represent it very articulately, Jeff. And it's important, right? Because we represent an entire city. And our base, my base, it's always about expanding one's base and making sure that we're listening to those who don't understand us. And maybe we need to try harder to get the people who don't agree with us to understand us. And I've learned that from you as I've sometimes had my struggles. But you know what? You can't pigeonhole you either around politics, I don't think, because while you represent that voice, maybe the more, quote, traditional Sacramento, you also have been passionate about climate change. You, the way you went to bat around Joshua's house, and the first effort we made to try to do homeless shelter in Northeast Sacramento, those were not easy things, and that was taking on some of the maybe folks who represent sort of an older way of thinking. And when you thought they were wrong, you leaned right in and fought with them just as much as you fight with me about whatever else we're fighting about. And that speaks to integrity and character. And the thing about you, Jeff, is that no one can ever doubt your love of city. No one can ever doubt your love of city. It's there. It's palpable. It's passionate. It burns. And so I just hope that as you reflect on the ups and downs of all this, and who knows what the future brings, but that you feel good about your service. That you really do. That you take it all in and recognize that this is a bit of a contact sport, and that it's meant to. Democracy is not meant to be all nicey nice. It's actually much nicer here in Sacramento than it is in many other parts of the state. I mean, Los Angeles, San Francisco, so it really is. It's much more genteel up here. But that when you step away from it, that you see not only all that you have achieved, but that you were a vital part of moving the city forward. And so I just want to say, all joking aside, that I really care about you, and I'm grateful to have had this experience with you over the last 6 years. Thank you, man. It's all yours.
Well, first thing I want to say is the marriage is off. As much as I love you, you drive me crazy. Public service is truly, I have found, it's truly an honor. It's different than what I imagined. When I first started my campaign to get elected, I thought, I want to improve this city. I want to make some change. I wasn't really conceiving what public service would be like. Like many people who get elected, they don't fully comprehend what the job is until they're stuck right in the middle of it. You mentioned Steve Cohn. Here's a little anecdote for you. He sent me an email the other night. He said, hey, look, I know you're going to be looking for things to do on Tuesday night, so why don't you join my bocce ball team? Steve held the seat for 20 years, and I was neighborhood association president through a lot of that period and worked with Steve quite closely on a lot of issues. He appointed me to the Parks Commission, which I really loved because I love my neighborhood park, and I came to love our entire park system. But I tell you what has really made me feel rich in this job. And understand that before I ran for office, I was a general contractor, pretty solitary profession. I was a hammer slinger for 37 years. I built a lot of homes in Sacramento. And mostly I hung out with subcontractors who listened to Rush Limbaugh and were not deep thinkers. And so when I ran for office, I didn't have any money, so I did knock on thousands and thousands of doors. My secret to success was that instead of telling them what I thought ought to happen, I asked, what do you think ought to happen? And as a result of that technique, I knew exactly what the votes in D3 were going to be on every issue before the city at that time. I knew how it was going to fall out. And that's really stayed with me. I have tried to listen to my constituents, and as much as I was able to represent their collective point of view, even if I disagreed with it. Now, Steve Hansen told me something that I think is very wise, which is sometimes you're an advocate for your constituents and sometimes you're a trustee. And when you act as a trustee, that means that you have a deeper knowledge of the issues and you have to make a judgment call. That's a tough thing to do, and you've got to make sure that your ego doesn't get in the way because it easily can. But I have listened to my constituents from the beginning, and I do have pride that I feel like I've really supported them pretty ably. And Lord knows my office, my staff, and I have gotten a lot done for District 3, sometimes with the help of Senator Ashby, as a matter of fact, certainly in terms of getting money for Northgate. Changing the city is a joy. It really is. When I see the progress that happened, the Golden One Center and many things that we built, all the student housing in D3 and affordable housing in D3, entitling the rail yards, starting the Lower American River Conservancy. These are powerful things that will be a legacy that survives me by eons. And so it is. It's a contribution, and it's tremendously valuable. But the real wealth is in meeting all the people I've met. I've met thousands of people, from going from a fairly isolated job to meeting thousands of really bright, capable, energized people that I would not have met in any other way. There's just not conceivable. I had never been to Washington, D.C. before I got this job. What an awakening that was. You know, I found my niche, if you will, being a water geek. And I do love everything about water. There's nothing more elemental than that. From flood control to water supply reliability, it has really been a passion of mine that I've been able to express because I got this job. I never saw that coming. I mean, I knew that flood control was really important because I live next to a levee, but I really didn't know where this path would lead me. The last 8 years have been the richest of my life. There's no doubt about it. To work in the political arena, to try to be thoughtful, to argue ably for your position, and take it on. I mean, every once in a while it's a knockdown, drag-out fight. But I think the contractor in me made me scrappy enough to survive all of those issues. And it has been just an absolute pleasure and honor to serve the city of Sacramento. And to Angelique's point, and Rick, I raised my daughter here. She was 10 years old when I got elected. She sat in my office most days after school and a lot during the summer doing her homework, reading her books. She listened to an awful lot of conversations, and by age 14, she could argue about homelessness better than Darrell Steinberg. And, she's a smart kid, but think of the opportunity in her life to wrestle with all of these people here and gather their ideas and think very deeply about all the issues. So I'm going to close by just thanking my staff. Here's David Gonzalez right here. Jocelyn had to run out because she's taking classes. She's getting a master's degree, which I'm very proud of her for. And Darrell poached her as well. So that's a good thing. And then, of course, Stephanie, who is my third, and she couldn't be here tonight. But then there's two people who really helped me get this job. So Isaac Gonzalez in the back and Phil Pluckybaum, who are deep, deep friends of mine. I've known Phil since he was 20, just a baby. And Isaac, how old were you when I met you? You weren't much older. 30? 3. You were 3. Wow. Man, I've known you a long time. Wonderful people who have supported me all these 8 years. And you can't get it done alone. You really do rely on your staff. And I know Angelique thinks her staff is the best. I think my staff is the best. We won't fight over that. They're all incredibly talented people. So I just want to say thank you. You're right, I didn't lose this job because of an election. I kind of got the boot, but you know what? As a contractor, I'm well versed at rolling with the punches and creating new opportunities. And I know that things are going to be really good for me and my daughter moving ahead. To PD, to Public Works, to Department of Utilities, to our city attorney's office, all of you are amazing people. I just feel so enriched by working with every single one of you. I kind of can't express it in words, but this city has some amazing people working here. And I hope that the council members at this dais will fight like hell to retain them and not let them walk off and go to Roseville, because we need their talent, and they really support the city much more than the electeds do. I guess that's about it. So long, and thanks for the memories. I appreciate all of you.
Councilmember Harris? Well, thank you. Welcome. Come on, let's go down and take a picture.
You see Jorge in the audience?
Oh, Jorge.
Thank you, Rose.
The marble floors. You literally have to do it in phases.
Hey, wait a minute, there's already a Harris Way in the city, it's in Sean's district.
The Harris Way.
All right, you ready, big guy?
Yeah, no, you'll get used to it. Believe it or not.
All right, last but not least, we get to our colleague from District 5, City Council Member Jay Schneer. Let's roll the tape.
Jay, I can't believe it's been 12 years since from the time that you first started till now. It's just been an enjoyable ride. You've really helped turn Stockton Boulevard around. Your passion, your leadership, the balanced approach that you've taken with our community and our business interests, it's immeasurable. I'm truly going to miss you. And I'm hoping that I'll see you and Bina on the American River Bike Trail, and we could just catch up. Again, thank you for everything you've done, my friend. Good luck in retirement.
This is the Golf Course Terrace Estates Neighborhood Association, and they have a message for you.
Hi, Jay. Thank you so much for all that you've done for the Southland Park neighborhood and our neighborhood association. Your work on the Del Rio Trail is what got me started in community activism, and I thank you for all that you do to inspire Sacramentans to do for their community.
Hope your
retirement is filled with
relaxation,
peace, and fun.
On behalf of La Familia Counseling Center, thank you for your commitment to our community and the youth of Sacramento.
Ocho. Gracias.
Happy retirement.
All right. Let us line up here and begin with, I know a dear friend, Myvang.
Yes, so Councilmember Jay Schneer, you were my school board member back in 2002 and 2003 when I was just a high school student. And I'm just so grateful to have had, it's true, Councilmember Jay Schneer was my school board member. And I know folks are laughing, but I actually find it to be an incredibly humbling experience to come full circle and to have the honor to actually learn with you, Jay, and serve alongside you. I know I've only had 2 years to serve alongside you, but it's been an incredible 2 years just on the city council with you. Thank you so much for your many years of public service to our city. I know that the young people of the city and our incredibly diverse, huge coalition of young people will miss you. Something you've always said to me, just because we lose doesn't mean we give up. If it's right, we keep fighting for it, and I will always remember that, Jay. We gave the Youth Fund 2 tries, once when I was just a community organizer, Measure Y, a school board member, Measure G, and now as a council member, fighting alongside you to make sure that we get Measure L across the finish line, and third time is truly the charm, and it's been an honor to fight alongside you with our young people. You have always followed the lead of youth in the city, and I really believe the reason why the city is where it's at all of the amazing strides that we've made as a city, from the summer at City Hall, from the Youth Commission to the historical vote that we took tonight. Really, it's been because of your leadership, but guided by young people. And that's something that I really, really admired about you. And lastly, I really believe in, even as a young person on this dais, your passion for young people is absolutely unmatched. And I'm gonna miss you. And I just wanna say thank you for fighting for me as a youth when you were a school board member, and thank you for always never giving up on young people in the city. So we're gonna miss you, Jay. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Katie?
Yes, I got to meet Councilmember Chenier when I was building gardens and organizing across Oak Park. And over these years, what I've really learned to admire about you is your openness, your sense of humor, your steadfastness on the issues, but your willingness to let other people lead as well. I never felt like I needed to ask your permission to assert something. You were just so open to collaboration, to working together, and that was true when I was just an organizer you didn't know who was pestering you at neighborhood meetings to today. Yeah, you remember the pestering. We had some common foes and some foes against, but it was, you were consistent then, and your dedication to those neighborhoods. I mean, you don't do this for this long through school board and city council in neighborhoods that have such deep challenges like Oak Park, and not do it for the reasons because you want to make a difference. And that was always evidence, even when you were tired, even when it was hard, when it was exciting. You always knew that you were doing it because you really cared for those communities, and we knew that as organizers and people. We didn't have to worry about your vote. We were always lobbying everybody else because we knew that Jay would be there because the neighborhood was there, and that was always really special, and something that I've only appreciated more now that I get to serve with you on the dais. And we will keep calling you. I know you're joking about how you're not going to let this go. Like, oh no, we're going to keep calling you because we've got, you're leaving a gap on so many policy areas that you've just worked on and stewarded for this council for so long. And I know that we want so earnestly to carry that mantle for you because you've done such great work and starting cannabis policy in the city and just everything that you did. That's probably not a great example because I know that's probably why you're leaving. But I want to say how much I've appreciated and how much I know that I will keep turning to you for advice as often as you're willing to pick up the phone, and that we will make sure that your communities are good, and we will look forward to working with your predecessor to make sure that they're good and that your legacy will live on for a very long time. So thank you for being you.
Eric?
Well, my dear seatmate here, we got to know each other before I even had any interest in running for elected office. And as a staffer, the first question you asked me was, why would you do that, And I do have to say, I want to thank you for helping me be a better policy person. And even before this, committing yourself to educating and training people on how to think creatively and think differently. And many people don't know, at least locally here, but at the statewide level, Jay has helped create a very thoughtful think tank, a way to have staff in the state not look at piecemeal politics or policy and look at real structural changes at our state level. He's created a vessel and a way to have communication so that we can break down some of our biggest challenges that the state of California has. And you don't hear that a lot here because you're known as the advocate for young people. You're known as the advocate for youth. And when I got onto the council, I appreciated that when I sat down with you, even though you didn't endorse me for election, you said, I said, hey, it's okay. You were. I said, I live off of Stockton Boulevard like so many of us, and we want to see a change. And if you'd be willing to partner, and we know that there were differences of opinion with my predecessor in that, but with nonstop since that day at Bacon and Butter. We all probably had to take a nap after that breakfast, but you would have been nonstop a committed partner to say political lines, political boundaries are not going to stop our ability to work together. We've got housing already being constructed on Stockton Boulevard, economic revitalization. When things were going south, the partnership and to have a seatmate that I can work with to address challenges on both sides. When constituents on my side or your side would have issues, we would share and our staff would work together. when you think about the Stockton Boulevard plan, the housing plan that's happening now, the funding that just got approved by SACOG, Aggie Square, even today, even though we kicked it for a little discussion, but the vacant lot ordinance to look at some of the blight and damages that's been happening there, the improvement to the Colonial Heights Library, the Fruit Ridge Community Center, all those things that have happened with the ability to say, we can move beyond parochial politics and look at that. I have to say that I think you may not be the oldest on the council, but I would say you are the dean of the council. Your ability to train people to think creatively is an unfortunate loss for us, and I thank you for that. Thank you for your years of commitment to the school district, to our city, to our state, and I'm excited that you'll actually be able to spend some more writing time with Vina and your family. So congratulations on many years of service.
Jeff Harris.
So Jay, you were my school board member when I was in junior high school. Jay mentioned that we went to the same high school. What he didn't mention is that we went to the same middle school and the same grammar school. 40 years before I ever met him. It's pretty remarkable. Actually, his older sister Sandra was my classmate in high school. So when I got up here, a friend from LA said, hey, there's somebody from Hamilton High School who's on that city council that you're running for. And I thought, well, what? And I thought the name, wait, Chenier. I knew a girl named Sandra Chenier. So I called him up and I said, hey, Jay, you don't know me. I'm running for Steve Cohn's seat. Do you have an older sister named Sandra? And there was just dead silence. Just dead silence for like 4 or 5 seconds. And he said, yeah, why? I'll never forget that moment. But what an amazing coincidence that we had such a similar upbringing in a similar area of LA. And 40 years later in a foreign city, we end up on the same city council. I still shake my head about that. Jay is an incredibly intelligent person. And as I said before, I think that he has really added a lot of stability to this council. I think that he has kept us on a very steady glide path, and I really appreciate that about you. You are incredibly thoughtful. You've been a great leader on Law and Ledge. You're, politically adroit is an understatement. You know how to work the ropes. You know how to get things done. And you fight for things as hard as I do, and when we fight against each other, that's not a happy thing. I'm not really pleased that our last few months have been on, the opposite side of an issue that you're so very, very passionate about. Ultimately, I think our goals are the same. We just have a different way of getting there. But, Jay, I really do honor the work that you've done for the city. I know that your love of this city parallels mine. It matches it, absolutely. I know that in your heart, the betterment of Sacramento is why you do what you do. And I laud you highly for that. You've been a great colleague, and, I feel much the better for having worked with you. I, too, have watched the way that you do things, and I've picked up a lot from you. I think you actually are retiring. Is that true? Maybe not. You're still going to run way up, perhaps, or I don't know what your future holds, but I hope our paths cross. We don't live too far from each other. And I would look forward to mending the fences and getting to know each other again, because we really do have an awful lot in common. So thank you. Thank you for being the council member you've been.
Nice words. Thank you. Rick?
Thank you, Mayor. This is going to be tough for me, my brother, because I've known you since high school. Exactly.
Sorry, Jay.
But Cassandra and I moved here in 1986 to Sacramento.
I was born.
Okay.
What's my birth year?
Oh, gosh.
This is tough.
Maybe I should be retiring with you. But our families got together in 1987. Our wives worked together and are still great friends to this day. And the next thing I know, you and I are running together as a part of a slate in 1996 for the Sacramento City Unified School District Board of Directors. And I'm convinced that that was a very strong slate, and with you being on it, we won that slate and served. Well, you served a little bit less time than I did because you had bigger plans, and I've always said, and bigger enemies, yeah. But I've always said, wherever you go, I'm going to be sure to follow because, you know, I came here in 2014 and you were here, and we've continued to work together, serving the city council together. We watched our kids grow up. We both have incredible, beautiful, convertible sports cars. We have done things with kids together, you being more of an advocate than I, but both of us are advocates for kids, but you really have taken it to another level. When I watch what you've done with kids as far as the expanded learning program for vulnerable kids, the SAC Kids program, the Kids Teens Ride Free RT program, right? All the things that you've done, even what we did tonight, you know, I mean, just always been committed to making sure that kids had a place at the table and that we could take care of them. And I've admired that because so many times we don't focus on the kids, but we should because they are 100% of our future. And then the things that you've done in your district, and there are far too many for me to name, but a couple of them that just come to mind. We talked about Stockton Boulevard, we talked about the Del Rio Trail, and then this thing called Aggie Square that really is going to be bigger than life. And so when I think of you and think about the attributes that you have, a man of passion, man of commitment, man of leadership, commitment to his friends, his family, his church. He's a difference maker. He's a deal maker. He's a collaborator. And he always approaches everything he does with a can-do attitude. I am so proud to call you my brother and my friend, and I know it will be that way for the rest of our lives together. Thank you.
What he said.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Angelique.
So, you would think I was lying, but my mom's here, so I can definitely tell you I have backup for this. You missed being my school board member by 3 years. And I'm not young, so. Right, Mom? 1996, that's 3 years, right, Mom? Okay, got you. I'm taking her with me to the Senate, by the way. My first thing I would like to say is actually a warning to Councilmember Vang and Valenzuela. Be careful about flaunting your youth, because next week, neither of you will be the youngest member of this damn council. It happens so fast. Yeah. Use it all up today, because they're going to come in, and then you'll be the old people before you know it. It happens to the best of us. I was over here thinking about my favorite Jay Chenier stories, and I can't tell that one. No, I can't tell that one. So, we came in here together. So funny. The first time, I was lucky enough to win in June, and I really wasn't paying attention to either of the other two races. One would end up being Darryl Fong, and the other one being Jay Chenier. So when I finished my race, I went to meet with both of them to, talk about endorsements or whatever. And when I sat down with Jay, we were at Old Soul in Oak Park, and there were like 3 or 4 issues of the moment, whatever the issues were of the moment, and we disagreed on all 3. And he was like, "So, are you gonna endorse me?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, let's work together." And we didn't agree on anything, even in our very first meeting. But we very quickly, with the last mayor, learned to be bumpers, like bumpers in a bowling alley, to try to keep the ball in the middle so that Sacramento would have a chance at scoring some points. And I think what all of you are feeling when they say there's, some structure leaving is people have watched us do that for 12 years. And I have every confidence that the people on this dais can keep that going. But it has been fun. Jay and I, in a lot of ways, are really opposite, but that has also worked to the advantage of this city, having us as the 2 bumpers, because we have been able to keep a lot of things kind of in that middle ground by both of us pushing back with our ideologies and also having a really firm grip. on sort of decorum and a love of city. And Jay, I don't actually think we could have been two better people to come in at that same time and provide that for this city. The thing I want people in this room to know, and particularly you, Mayor, is Councilmember Chenier wasn't going to run last time. He legitimately was not going to. But he wanted to work with you. He wanted to be here to help you and support you. It really meant the world to him to come here and for you to have somebody on this dais that you could trust. And I tell that story because I think it really defines Jay. He's not in this for himself. And even the things that irritate you that he's working on, it's never really about Jay. It's always about something he's trying to do for another group or for kids or for Stockton Boulevard or for Oak Park or for, you know, some group of people. And he's a person who doesn't put self first ever. I've never seen him do that. I always make fun of him when he wears a tie because there was a whole period of years where he refused to wear ties and he just came to this ties. And he's just, you know, he's a person who's doing it for all the right reasons. Kevin Johnson used to say about Jay Chenier, he's the ideal council member because he's in it for exactly the right reasons. He's a thinker and he's pragmatic. And I think those are really true statements. I know if he were here, that's exactly what he would say. He always really appreciated you, and you were one of the very few people who could sometimes guide him back to where we kind of needed him to be. So I really have enjoyed serving with you. The other thing I would say is our friendship is an interesting one as well. When we both had our homes were vandalized, that morning I've called him on my way to his house. I'm coming. And we sat in his backyard and we just talked about it, kind of, you know, where things have gone, how sort of angry things had become, how escalated things had become in this building, and how it didn't really start like that. And I, you know, I think we were just kind of, I think our spouses were with us too, and we just sat for a bit and worked our way through how those feelings were. And then we both went home and figured out how to clean it up and move on from there. And I really have appreciated having that kind of colleague in you, very professional colleague to turn to and really work through some of those feelings that are associated with this. Probably the most charged meeting that I've been to outside of the Stephon Clark hearing in here was around redistricting. And Councilmember Chenier and I were here with the council till 1 o'clock in the morning. And it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. It was mean-spirited and aimed at him. And it was hearkening back to people who were angry from things that had happened on a school board. And it was lingering. And you handled it so professionally, so gracefully. And here's another just piece of advice to all of you. We remedied it, but it did take a couple of years and some new colleagues for us to get there. But in the end, if you're persistent and you stay on the high road, you can come back around on some of these things that you didn't get the first time around. Councilmember Chenier is living proof of that. So, Jay, I'm glad you ran one more time so we could spend some time together.
Beautiful. Thank you. Sean Lowy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Well, Councilmember Chenier, who would have thought, as my second grade principal at one point, and now here we are, congratulating you. And that was way back in Iran. So, talk about you know, how lines cross. So I'm so glad to be here after all these years. But all kidding aside, it's been a pleasure these past few years working with you. Unfortunately, I didn't have that many opportunities where you and I can work together. But you know, a lot is said that the minute you touch something, they say, well, Councilmember Chenier is doing that. You kind of go, well, can't compete against that. We'll walk to the next. Councilor Chenier is doing that. Well, can't do anything about that one either, so let me go to the next one. You know, 2x2s. Hey, can I go? Councilman Chenier, well, I guess I won't go. I'll wait. But that says a lot about an individual. That, you know, kind of following up with what Senator Ashby just alluded to, that, you know, when you hear that, and almost every tough policy or action, your name is attached to it, that tells me how much respect there is for you as an individual and as a policymaker. So it's been great. I love some of the time I'm sitting here and we see the crowd, everybody's angry. I see the mayor, blood pressure is 150 over 90. And I'm just looking at you and you're just very calm and just assessing the situation. And then after all the yelling crazy and we're banging, and then it's your turn to make a statement. And within 30 seconds, you make a statement where we go, actually, that's going to work. Yeah, okay. So we're good. So that's going to be missed. A voice of reason and logic. And really, your commitment to the youth is something that I've learned a lot. I would love to follow your footsteps, but those are some really big shoes. And considering I was only in second grade and you were my principal, I could never fill those shoes. But you're going to be missed. I know the city of Sacramento is going to miss you. But I also believe, last time we talked, it seems like you have given your 300% to the city of Sacramento. Because I asked you, where are you going? You know, I mean, it's just getting fun. And then he started the years that he's been, you know, in a public stage. And I was like, I don't blame you. It's time to relax and enjoy. So it's been an absolute privilege working with you, Councilmember Chenier. I wish you nothing but the best. And just like Councilmember Valenzuela said, I do have your cell phone number, and I recently got your address too. So please answer my calls because I'm reaching out to you asking for help. So again, thank you so much, and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. First of all, Sean, I really have to correct the record because my blood pressure 150 over 90. No, it was 180 over 120. It was actually much higher than that. Yeah, I don't know. It was every third topic, I think. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, exactly. So, where do I start here? You know, sometimes friendships are forged in politics. The rare occasion is when you get to do politics with somebody who's already your dear friend. And that's one of the great privileges that I've had coming back to City Hall here, is to work so closely with my friend Jay Chenier. And I'm thinking about the arc of your career and 20 years in public service, and all the things everyone has said about you is really true. And there's so many things to point to, and Eric and others have talked about them, right? I mean, Aggie Square, Stockton Boulevard, the love for the neighborhoods, the way you really, I think, have led on the neighborhood movement as a whole by really paying attention and helping people in all neighborhoods find their voice. So many achievements. And yet the thing that you really will be known for, the great legacy, is the youth agenda. Over 20 years. And I think it is fair to say that in this field, that you and your wife Bina, but we're talking about you tonight, you have achieved greatness. It's greatness. It really is a form of greatness in the way that you have helped move a community agenda, not with one thing, not one vote, not tonight, it's cumulative. And so there's lessons, I think, you know, and you would only want it this way, that your career imparts some lessons to young people. And one of the lessons is, for anybody, is know your passion. know your passion and make that your North Star for whatever work you do, no matter what public office or non-public office, doesn't matter, appointed official, that you have the privilege to serve and to lead. Pick your passion and go for it. Greatness doesn't happen by accident. Your greatness would not happen if you were not a stubborn guy sometimes. If you were not willing to fight, even if it was a little uncomfortable sometimes. Greatness doesn't happen by accident, especially if you're unwilling to make a long-term commitment. I appreciate what Angelique said about why you decided to run, again for another term, but you chose, successful career in business and a lot of talents, right? And you chose to kind of continue to do this, let's just say, less than glamorous public service. Now, school board's glamorous, but I'm going to say, you continued to do it term after term after term, and that allows you to have this body of work that not everybody can point to. And then greatness doesn't happen by accident. It happens only if you have a deep caring for the human potential, because that's really what the youth thing is about for you. It's about how you feel about the potential of all people and your recognition that, oh my God, young people are not formed yet. If we do the right thing by them, they can be their greatest selves. And so I was thinking about your personality and your mantra a little bit, because you always say, just do the right thing. So you've said that since I've known you. And sometimes it's like, but you got to count the votes. I got the relationships. Just do the right thing, and you'll come out okay. And so the thing about you, Jay, that I just think, if people don't know it, I just want to say it. And that is, you have kind of a stoic personality, right? Kind of a little bit dry at times. It's true. But what it sometimes masks is a deeply caring, emotional, and passionate man. That's what you are. And, ego, you have a big ego, but it does not drive you to want to see your name in the headline, like many of us. You have an ego that drives you to try to achieve something on behalf of kids and others. And what could be more admirable than that? So I just say thank you. And we get to continue to be friends, dear friends. And you should be proud of an incredible legacy. Congratulations. It's yours.
So I thought it'd be a good time to announce my run for mayor.
You know what? Would you like to switch seats right now?
No, I'm done.
Let's go.
First of all, thank you all. I mean, it means a tremendous, particularly those who I did not endorse. So it means a tremendous amount to me that the people you work with feel that way, and I know it's from your hearts, and I truly appreciate it. I think I want to make 4 points, because I think I'm what is standing between us here and us going home. One is the people. None of us, and this has been said, but I think it bears reiterating, none of us do this by ourselves. And whatever I've accomplished in the 20 years, it's always been through collaboration, through partnership with other folks. It's always been relying on people and understanding what they do well and putting myself and them in a position where we can both be successful. So I want to start with, I got 3 staff members here, or 4, Yuli's back there, Allison and Claudia and Jasleen and Ulysses. They are the most recent iteration of our staff, people like Joe Devlin and Keilani Panetta and others who have been with me all the time. And frankly, I wouldn't be here without them. I mean, Joe and I, and Jeff knows this well, walked for 21 months to get elected in the first place and knocked on 25,000 doors, I just wouldn't be here. And that has allowed me to do the things that I think are important. And Howard and his crew have been wonderful. I mean, I think we have good relationships all around, and trying to be open and honest with people about what you're trying to achieve and what you're doing just means a lot. And my hope is that a lot of those, a lot of those relationships will maintain. A lot of your staff is great that I've worked with a lot that I want to be friends with now, where it's not, oh, council member, can you do this? It's Jay, can you do this? Which would be great. So it's really been about the people, and I want to say thank you to all the folks who've helped me along the way, because all of those achievements, whether it's a school board, the small schools that we did, Aggie Square, whatever that is, Aggie Square with Eric, a lot of the work on the school board with Rick, none of that happens alone. And I think that's the biggest lesson is you got to collaborate and you got to have relationships and friends to do it with. I think that one of the most interesting things for me throughout my time here, different on the school board, but my time in the council, is what a day can look like where you may start, or I may start visiting the X Street shelter, so I'm dealing with that. You have meetings all day with whether they're developers or advocates or whatever, and then you end up that night at the Crocker Ball. And understanding, I think, how to live in these different worlds at the same time is just a talent that we have to, you're not born with that, right? Because it's a bizarre thing sometimes. You think about, why am I here when this morning I was with people who are sleeping on cots in a shelter, right? But you also have to understand that it's building those relationships that can make you successful, that you can draw on those friendships and relationships to get something done. Just another level of you can't do it alone. It's not even just the people, it's what they bring to the table that may be worthwhile. And I think for me, where my talent is and the value add that I bring to a lot of things is seeing where the pieces fit together and where the sum is greater than, or the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And that's always been fun because you're creating something that's going on. So that's a piece that I know everyone at this dais experiences in your own districts, in your own political careers. Thinking through that is pretty interesting to me and a driver for what I'm doing, and wondering, like, well, you're over here, but everything that you want is over here. How do we help you get there, right? How do we do that? I've certainly never shied away from the hard issues. I got lots of targets on my back, and I understand that. But I think that's what makes it worthwhile. I mean, whether it was opening Sac High, lots of stuff even here, and a lot of that is carried over. And so I kind of take it as a compliment, right? You want to knock me down? It's because I was doing something and trying to create change. I've certainly made mistakes along the way. I've made mistakes on specific issues. I've made mistakes on initiatives, and I've had initiatives that haven't been successful. But it's not for lack of trying, and Daryl, I appreciate what you said. Doing it for the right reason and seeing if you can do it and be successful at it. I think for me at this point, just to answer the question, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like, Jay Chenier, the former council member, will give me some cachet for some bit of time, but at some point, none, right? I get that. I want to do one more thing, and there's a reason I'm saying this. I want to do one more thing that benefits this community because I care deeply about the community. I'm not sure what that is, and I'm open to conversations about what that can be. I want to use what I have that I'm bringing from this job into it and the relationships I have into it. And we have challenges across the board, and I care deeply about Sacramento, and have talked to some of the pastors in my neighborhood, in my district, about what they think, and love to have conversations with you guys about where can I be helpful, where can that value add be. before I changed my phone number. So, so really that's it. You know, on the youth stuff, I mean, it's been important to me really since I decided to run for the school board. And Rick and I had an experience, certainly filling out the slate that Phil Angelides and Joe Cerna and the guy from Channel 3, KCRA, who owned it. He was the third person in that conglomerate who kind of put us all together. I was the white Jewish slot in that. Rick, self-evident what he was, and Manny Hernandez was that slot, and then we had the Caucasian Republican woman to fill out the fourth slot. But we did great work, and we did it, I think, because nobody had ulterior motives. Nobody was running for anything. It was all about the work for everyone on that board, and we did some really cool things, some of which is still standing. That's what I wish for you all, that you can come together with your three new folks, and that it's really all about the work and not about the person and the individuals. So I wish you all luck, and I won't be watching. I'm taking Christopher Cabalden's advice, don't look back. But again, I'd love to have conversations that people think that I can be worthwhile someplace. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Of course. Actually. You're welcome.
Oh, okay.
Let's go around for a second time. Those were the introductory remarks. Thank you.
Let's get the meeting started.
Hey, what a great night. We do, because this is an official council meeting, we do want to hear from the public, and I know there were four people. Oh, an announcement. I do have an announcement. Thank you. Yes. Sorry. Thank you.
He needs your help.
Who's going to help me? Right around 5 o'clock, we received notice that the County Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 to approve the partnership agreement that the council approved unanimously an hour or so earlier. So, again, thank you to the county and the Board of Supervisors and the fine staff over there. It is a new day, but we have to prove it together, and we will. And look forward to seeing those teams out there, first couple teams in the next couple of days. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mayor. That's
Thank you to everybody.
hard fought.
Thank you. Hard fought. So let's hear, we got 4 people, and then we're going to go out in the lobby and say congratulations and share some hugs, okay?
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
I have 3 speakers in chambers: Mac Worthy, Jade Nicole, then Judy Esquire Sheldon. Please come to the podium and feel free to line up in the aisle. And then I have 2 speakers online.
I get this up on it.
Please start, Mr. Worthy.
Can I get this up?
I'm working on it. Mr. Worthy, please start, and we'll need to start your timer.
Okay. Those of you that know what that is, you owe me $40 because you lied. And that's where you don't read well. What is dual membership? Ownership. You don't have a piece of property in Sacramento no more in my name. But you will lie because you are pimping folks for dollars. You're hurting for dollars here. And that's the reason that I want my $40. If I don't, I'm going to hire an attorney. That you are pimping people. You cannot put my property in no SHRA hand. This $40 do what? Protection of renters. You don't rent to kids, you rent to adults. And if you got a tenant king deal with, if you got your hot water heater down, your lights off, you got a stupid, put them out. People, it's sad to see it. This is, $40 is paid. That's what $40 is paid, and I want that check back in my wife's name. A reimbursement, because you lied. You continue to lie. People, hear what we saw tonight. You took an hour to moan and groan on what you done, and you ain't done a damn thing to increase the city. I've been here since I was 19 years old. It's more surrogated now than ever. The train is coming, people. You got to get an ownership. Ownership of something. You took black folks' property and set up a SHRA, but can't nobody leave SHRA and go to Caldwell Bankers, this manager of property, because you're stupid. You are especially stupid to sit there and let these people know that the developer owned this town and you had to put in the rental thing because their margin of profits is low.
Thank you for your
Wake up,
comments.
people.
So it looks like Judy's. Jade, is it okay if Judy goes first? Thank you. Go ahead, Judy.
Okay, thank you for hearing me. My issue is for the city council. The fact that hearings in front of the housing board regarding interpretation of code enforcement violations are not an option when the city attorney is involved. I received new violations after the receiver was appointed. Essentially, the city of Sacramento sued me as having a nuisance property. These new violations were presented to the court, completely bypassing me as the property owner. So I assume that the responsibility to take care of the violations were put on the receiver, except he didn't abide by city building code, international building codes. I did try to comply, but I was prohibited from doing repairs. Some of the violations, the new ones, after the receiver was appointed were HVAC seems to be missing, except that I had no ducts or vents to support an HVAC. Garage conversion was a violation suddenly with the second inspector, but not the first one. I just hope that the city council will bring this issue to the new senator, because maybe legislation can take care of whatever you guys think is fair under Sacramento City Code.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker is Jade Nicole, and then we'll go online to call in user 2, and then Deborah Jones.
Before we start, I owe an apology for the language and the way that I expressed myself earlier. Mindy, I apologize. So this is Joan Marie. My community work began with her after I left the sex trade industry 13 years ago. Joan Marie was the co-founder of Compassionate Capital Region. She was like a second mom to me. My birth mom died of a drug overdose when I was 15 and she was incarcerated. Joan Marie, next to Deepak, I was the closest with her. When Joan Marie passed away, she was in poverty and she was homeless, serving rich businesswomen in this community. We have a serious problem with systemic oppression where people that are contributing the most to our community are not being paid for their work and are being exploited. Here is another picture of my late partner, Deepak Sharma. He had a lot of Asian hate when he was here in Sacramento. When he came to Sacramento, he was a multimillionaire. When he died, he was in poverty. Many entrepreneurs from the diversity movement, artists, activists, including Stevante Clark, got their start with Deepak. In my greatest time of need, I was not supported by this community. He published 60 magazines a month with no community support. He helped me with starting Help Fight Poverty because he knew my mission and that it was important for women from the sex trade industry to have a positive role model. I was never given that opportunity the 10 years that I was in the misogynistic temple at 12th and J Street. I don't want to have the same legacy as Joan and Deepak, dying, waiting to get their break from a community that is using them, that is never going to pay them for their work or give them an opportunity to contribute.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is call-in user 2 online.
Yes, this is Lambert Davis, and I've studied tonight, and I wish State Senator Ashby the best. She's been really kind to my family over the years. She actually calls me the Cheesecake Man. I'm not sure if it's because she couldn't remember my first name before she got going, but it came around. And I've encountered Mr. Harris. I think I met him the first time at Rio Tierra Junior High School. I hope he reaches out to me. I know he bought some cheesecakes. And then Mr. Chenier, I encountered him in Del Paso Heights at an event at Hagenwood. So I wish them the best. I also would like to make an announcement that I hope the city of Sacramento gets behind some teenagers in Del Paso Heights. They're going for the state championship in football this Saturday, and I hope the mayor shows up. Last time he was there, they won the game, so that might have been good karma. And then I want to, people make mockery of it, but Minty has been in the chamber since COVID, and she's still in the chamber. So she should be one of the highest paid in City Hall. I don't know about a charter. And then I want to end by saying, again, shout out to Cicely Hastings, because she approached me of putting my family in a positive light in the December edition of Inside Sacramento Magazine. Our phone has blown up. Thank you, Cicely, because To the Bay and Back Cheesecakes is a real company. It's not foolishness behind that. And if we could get some money out of the city manager's office, we could hire a lot of people.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Davis. Your time is complete. Our next speaker is Deborah Jones.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Awesome. I just want to take a minute to express my appreciation for Senator Ashby. I've had a 40-year career as a public servant here in Sacramento, and in the Bay Area. I have worked in every level of government except for the state. And I have never met a more dedicated, diligent public servant than Senator Ashby. I lived for 30 years in Natomas. I'm not there anymore. I'm in the county, so I guess I have to start a relationship with the county, but I just have to speak about how awesome she is. Living 30 years in Natomas, I've seen a lot of change, and most of it was accomplished under her watch. I have been served by some of the best local uh, council people in both the Bay Area and in Sacramento. Heather Fargo, Ray Trethaway, Harvey Milk. But Angelique Ashby is an incredible public servant. I wish her the best. She knows I will be there for her and will do anything for her. I wish Karina the best. And I also wish all of you council members the best because she's leaving a big hole. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Mayor, I have no more speakers.
Well, that's a nice way to end the evening here. Welcome back, Senator, to your chambers. Thanks for sitting with us. Good evening to everyone. Next week, we will swear in at 5 o'clock the new council members, and look forward to that. We are
The
adjourned.
first majority woman council since
First
the
majority woman
1990s.
council. Very proud of that. It's a great thing. We are adjourned.